This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. It's the morning after Joshua's defeat to Alexander Usyk last night, joined by Roy Jones. Roy, thank you very much for your time this morning. Roy, where did it go wrong for Anthony Joshua, in your opinion, last night?
The main thing Anthony did wrong was when you fight a guy that's smaller, coming up in weight, you must let him know that tonight you're the bully. You're not going to let him come up and take over nothing. When he let Usyk land 2 straight left hands, then an overhand left in the first round, that was telling. That means he came up and made a statement the first round. You cannot allow that to happen with a small man.
Did both fighters, let's talk about Usyk and Joshua, did they fight the way that you expected before? I know we did that little talk with you and Tony Bellew a couple of hours before the fight, but how did they compare with how you envisaged them to both fight?
They fought a little different than I expected them to, because I expected, like I wanted them to. I knew that Usyk needed to make a statement in the first round if he could. I didn't think Joshua would let him make that statement that early. So that's why I was thinking if Joshua fights the right way, Usyk's not going to be able to do anything until later on. So make him keep fighting, then later on you try to change the game up a little bit. But Joshua came out and gave Usyk respect right away. He let Usyk basically control the center of the ring. And so Usyk won the first 3 rounds. I was surprised because I know the late rounds Usyk will win the most of them because the knowledge, the IQ. But I wasn't expecting Joshua to give him the first few rounds. You can't do that. You let the little man get 3 rounds and he feel like, oh, I got this easy. I'm in the game. You let him in the game though. You understand? You can't let the little man in the game. So I never thought Joshua would allow Usyk to get in the game that quick.
Right, what adjustments does he have to make? I mean, if the rematch, shall we say, Eddie Hearn was talking about possibly the early part of 2022, so gives us roughly, 6 months. What adjustments can he make in that time?
There are a few adjustments he can make. A lot of it is mental. A little bit is boxing, but it's more mental than physical. So, but there are adjustments that have to be made, and he's just got to hang out with a killer. You know what I mean? And when I say a killer, I mean a killer mentality in the boxing ring, not outside, because he's a very good guy. You understand? And that's fine. I was a very good guy, but when he got in that ring, I'm a killer. You understand me? So it's like he got to get that killer mentality. You feel me? If you get the killer mentality, and the killer mentality in boxing, you got to treat boxing like we box, so we don't have to be on the street fighting. But you got to treat boxing like a street fight. If you run the block, they come to your block. No. This ain't how it go on my block. You gonna get your behind either over there or you gotta die. You understand me? This is my block. I kill and die for my block. That's what boxing really is. So many people have lost their art because they start chasing the money and they forget the real art of, I'm gonna try till I die. You understand me? So if you come on my block, I'm gonna try till I die. You gotta get me out of there. You can't let me be alive and think you're gonna whoop me on my block. It's not gonna happen. You gotta kill me because I'm willing to die for my block. And it's like, this is where people, we separate so much from nature, but the animals in nature, they fight to see who carries on, whose genes get carried on. They fight till somebody wins or loses. In some cases, till somebody live or die. Skunks fight till somebody die because somebody gotta win, somebody gotta die for it. You understand me? And that's what boxing is really about. It's not just for the money. It's who's the best, who's willing to kill and die for it. Just in the ring, though. Outside the ring, you try to let that die. Outside the ring, I try not to be that person. I try never to be the person outside the boxing ring that I am in the boxing ring. But you gotta know how to have that switch. And that switch is very important. If you don't have that switch, there's a problem.
Eddie Hearn said in the post-fight press conference last night that he's not sure whether we can see a better version of Alexander Usyk. He said that was a career best performance from Alexander Usyk. Can Usyk improve in a rematch as well?
No, Eddie Hearn is very right there. And I'm gonna tell you why I agree with him. Now, you can always get better, but you gotta go different places to get better. But what he means by that is that you saw this guy become cruiserweight champ, then you saw him become undisputed cruiserweight champ. How much better was he gonna get? So if he ain't maxed out now, what is he gonna get better at? He already been undisputed cruiserweight champ. You would figure if people say when you win a title, you get 60% better. Well, he already did that 4 times. Now he won again. What's he gonna do? The same Usyk that got better as cruiserweight champ also won the heavyweight title. He ain't got no real window to get no better at. What is he going to do better? What is he going to do different? But he's right about that point. That's the best Usyk you're going to see.
Well, I saw a few people suggesting that taking an immediate rematch with Alexander Usyk might not be the best idea for Anthony Joshua, but if you're in Joshua's situation, what else are you going to do?
If I was Joshua, I would take the immediate rematch. Honestly, I would take it. I mean, even 6 months from now, I still would take it because Joshua can win the rematch. Joshua didn't get blew out last night. That's the good thing. You fought a better technical boxer and you didn't get blew out. As a matter of fact, when you did the right things, you controlled the fight. So it's just that you didn't start controlling the fight early enough.
We'll have to wait and see what happens, but we expect Joshua and Eddie Hearn to exercise their right to the rematch, so we'll see what happens.
Yes, we'll do it. We will see what happens, and like I said before, I said it last night, and this is nothing against nobody, but whatever we do not want to see Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. No, we don't want that. By no means. We don't want to see it because, in reality, the better big man, the skilled big man beats the skilled little man in most cases. But it's the most boringest thing you ever want to watch because nobody can't knock anybody out. The big man that's skilled ain't a super power puncher. The little man that's skilled ain't a super power puncher. So we got to watch two guys rub the canvas off the gloves against each other for 2 minute rounds. It's going to be technical. Now, technically, it's going to be a good thing because it's high class boxing. It's next level boxing. But boxing, we want to see excitement, knockouts. We want to always know to the last bell that somebody can get knocked out. With these two, we got to watch a real chess match. And for boxing fans right now, that's not what we need. Right now, we need excitement like we had last night. We need excitement like when Fury fights Wilder. We need excitement like we wanted when Fury fights Joshua because somebody can knock somebody out, and we always know that. But when you put Fury and Usyk together, it's just, I mean, it's cool. It's a great boxing match, but the regular, ordinary boxing fan is starving for action right now. And that's not the fight we get a lot of action in. So we want to try to keep that from happening if any way possible. If any way possible. Now, it's nothing, like I said, for me, that's one of the best fights you can see because it's knowledge on knowledge. You understand me? And usually the skillful big man beats the skillful little man. But that's what that fight is. So that's a fight I would like to see myself. But for boxing, with how things are going right now, it's not the best fight for boxing right now. So I would love to see it because they both incredibly skilled guys. They don't. Neither one of them have a real power punch like we want to see, but they're incredibly skilled guys, both of them. And with that being said, you have to love the fact that those two are rising to the top. You understand me? Now, you hope the athleticism and the punching power come into play somewhere because the better boxer ain't always going to win. So somewhere, and like I told people before that know me, I said, Joshua and Fury both not going to win these rematches, these fights they're about to have. So the problem is when they exercise the option to rematch with Fury and make him fight Usyk, that's not a good move. And I said that in the United States because I knew that this is going to be tough for Joshua. And even if he got past it, it's going to take a lot out of him to do it. So, you know, it was a tough situation for them. It's a tough situation for everybody. But what I do like is that we have real skill in the heavyweight division right now. We have real interesting fights in the heavyweight division right now. But let's try to keep it interesting. Let's forget about Undisputed for a minute. Let's keep it interesting right now. And what I mean by interesting is, if you're smart, you're going to play checkers. Not chess, let's play checkers. We're not going for checkmate right now because checkmate steals the game. That's it. It's over with. We want to play checkers. We want to keep it active. We want to keep it action-packed in the heavyweight division right now. We have too many good, hard-hitting heavyweights to match against these two master boxers to make interesting fights than to be worried about them two fighting and seeing who's the better of them two right now. Let's get the most out of this first, and if they beat up and clear out everything else, then we let them fight because they cleared the garden. All the trash has been weeded out. When they weed out the trash, if that's what happens, then we'll see the two go at it. But if they don't weed out the garden, then that means weeds still growing. That means they may not be the ones to keep the garden.
You've certainly got away with words, Roy. It's like mesmerised in your speech.
And let me say this, I'm not calling those guys trash. I'm just saying that when you weed out the weeds, everybody else around, they beat the other guys, and they'll show that they're the top of the division. So they'll fight each other. That's the only way we want to see that fight. Until they go clean out everything else around, because there's too many other good fighters that make great fights with both of them to make them two fight right now. Just because we want to undisputed champ. Who cares?
Okay, Roy, just finally, you're obviously in London ahead of Chris Eubank's fight next weekend at the Wembley Arena. Everything going according to plan for next Saturday?
Yes, everything going according to plan, and I do want to say that, I love coming over here, man. This is the best. This is the mecca of boxing right now. You understand me? This place is the best place to be for boxing right now, and the fact that even Chris Eubank reached out and wants to better himself and showed that he'll do it if you got somebody that can prove that they know more to take him to the next level. He'll listen. He's been listening to everything you say. Everything I say, he's been listening to. So I'm very delighted to be here training him. I'm very happy that the people have accepted me to come here and train him like this, because it's been so fun for me. And to help anybody get better, I love to do. So I'm just delighted to be here. This is a great place for boxing, great trainers here, great people here. I just love being here. So I thank everybody for inviting me, and I love the fact that Chris Eubanks has the athleticism and the ability to carry on the things that I teach. He's doing a great job with that.
Roy, we'll definitely catch up with you next week for fight week. And yeah, hope you have a lovely day today. And we're definitely going to catch up next week anyway. Have you got anything else you'd like to say, Mr. Jones?
I just want to say I want everybody to go out there. I got a new single out called Y'all Must Have Forgot Part 2. Go to iTunes, any of your music platforms, download that, Y'all Must Have Forgot Part 2. Go to work with it in your gyms. Check it out, you'll like it.
Can you give us a little go now?
It says, I don't know, it ain't the one that says, King Jones, I needs my crown. You can line them up, I knock them down. I'm the greatest, talking pound for pound, and ain't no way to stop me now. I mean, it's a lot going on.
Okay, sold. Download it now. Download this now. Roy Jones, thank you very much. And like I said to you, we'll catch up with you next week, mate.
Thank you, my brother. Good to see you.